Hello everybody, this is my altar from Imbolc, and it's basically white and yellow with a Brigid doll. I also, should I do it? Yeah. I also have Brigid's cross above the hearth where I do my cooking. I'll add the links to how to make these. But back to the altar, I also have a besom, and this one I actually made myself. The purpose of a besom is actually to sweep away the energy you don't want, or the energy you're no longer using when you have a ritual or you cast a spell. So it's not actually meant for cleaning. And mine's a little bit different. I wanted a really cushy handle. There's also a couple of quills of cinnamon and a peacock feather, and I've actually used rosemary because of its magical powers. And so that's my besom. I do have another besom, like the traditional. It's a bit dark in here at the moment, sorry. Yeah. Back to the altar. I also have a few tarot decks and oracles, which I haven't consecrated yet, and I'm actually going to trim as well. I've got my favourite little snake pendant here, which is Infinity, Fire Agate, which is really good for Imbolc. Basically yellow and white flowers is my favourite choice for fauna for Imbolc. I also have some of my favourite crystals here, in tiger's eye, citrine. Oh, got really dark there. Also up here, this is my citrine orb, crystal ball, oils that I use to anoint the candles, a little bottle I got from a friend, one of the Yules past. And yeah, so this is it during the day. I also have elemental candles, so you can use other things besides candles to represent elements. So I've got fire, I've got fire and I've got earth, I've got air and I've got water. So when you do your rituals, you do want to represent the elements, because you are basically working with the energy that's from the earth, which is nature, the seasons, and this is why it's so important to be in line with what the seasons are. And also this is a stick that I just had to pick up. I'm actually going to polish it and turn it into a wand, although I do have a wand which I made out of redwood, which is here. Da-da-da. And I've also attached a little, can you see that? Little turquoise crystal. Ooh. It's a dark corner, sorry, the light's sort of disappearing on me. This is actually a dragon cup that I got from an Asian couple who I used to work with, 20 years ago now, or 10 years ago. They just came back from China and gave me this. It's actually made from volcanic stone, and I'm a fire dragon, so it's even more auspicious for me. Pretty heavy though, you wouldn't want to hit someone with it. Is that? And also another thing I find really helpful for rituals is to have an hourglass. That way you don't have to keep looking at the clock. Mind you, I do have a Isis clock right here. I also have a couple of tarot decks that I never use for people in general. I use just for my altar, but I do sometimes use it for, actually I do always use it for, is blood. No, I'm not talking about mother, father, I'm talking about your race. So especially with Celtic, so if anyone out there has got Celt, or even Norse, I've got Norse as well, but especially with the Celts, we are bound by blood, not by spirit, which is probably one of those things that really distinguishes us from witches who are not Aryan or European or white, is we are bound by blood. So when you have witch folk of our kind or our race who aren't bound by blood, they're sort of going against our ancestors, if you know what I mean. But rambling on there. I usually always have some sort of picture, a card representing a goddess as well on my left, as well as my goddess terracotta incense holder that I made. I'll add a link to that in the post. Brigid herself. And on the right I always have something representing the gods. So I've got the horned god here, and I also have, it's a little bit dark in there, is the hanged man, which is Odin, hanging from the tree, or in this card it's astrological. But something I also like to do is I have seeds or incenses or specific crystals or things I really want to imbue with energy that I'm working on and creating and manifesting when I do rituals or spells. So I like to have an earthy clay pot. This one I made myself, and I have that on there. And over to my little God's altar, I like to have it just dedicated to a god in the season or wave. As you know, there's 8 waves in the year. And with Imbolc, the goddess herself, I always have something like a statue or a doll or even a picture of the goddess I want to represent. I do still like to have some masculine energy. So this is, from the Giant Rider-Waite Tarot deck. That's Odin, the Hanged Man again. Also, I have my tarot card here, which is actually my personal tarot card. So everyone's got a significator in the tarot deck, and the Empress is actually mine. So it's kind of tying my energy with the goddess and also the god. But the focus is on the goddess because Imbolc is about the snow and the ice melting, or the winter dreariness melting away, making way for spring. And, the first shoots and signs of life start emerging after a long, cold sleep. So I will do another vlog with everything lit up with the candles. So this haven't done a ritual or anything like that now. I have moved my candle shelf over to the other side. And yeah, I do have a lot of flowers. But yeah, that's my altar at Imbolc during the day, and you've probably noticed I've actually painted the index shelves there, and very faintly I have penned them with air, earth, element, and little baggies that I like to use. And I've also got a specific file for each Sabbat, and even the Esbats, which is the moon cycles at night. And this way I put actual little scrolls inside, like a checklist, little baggies or specific charms for these different Sabbats. So I'm not rummaging around getting things together. A lot of them are actually already done in these. Also, I like to put together little baggies that I can give away as gifts at that time of the year. So, don't wait for Yule. You can give gifts all the time, especially Beltane, which, I love giving the little May baskets, the little trinkets and goodies and food and things like that. But yes, I will leave you, and the next time I do a recording, this will be done at night. Have a blessed Imbolc.